It really is an epidemic, and although we're discussing it here in New Jersey, it's not just here in New Jersey. It's everywhere in America. There seems to be a huge problem. Why do you think that is?
Oh, I don't know. It's one of the things that we note is that people are not receiving the kind of proper education and early on in schools, etc., that will give them some information that help them avoid obese problems. Right now in America, there's 1 in 3 Americans are overweight or obese. And 58 million people, as a matter of fact, 58 million Americans are considered to be obese or overweight. There are certain kinds of conditions that seem to be more prevalent than others, and in this case we're talking about obesity. And what we're doing in the State Assembly is that we have introduced a number of pieces of legislation that will have an impact on this whole problem. One is that we are trying to educate people and children. I think if we get to the children early on, that we can help them. So one of the pieces of legislation that we have introduced recently is legislation that would make the instruction and problems of obesity become part of the core curriculum that's being taught to our youngsters in our schools.
And this would be something like in a health class or a gym class?
Right, sure. You know, the core curriculum content standards in comprehensive health and physical education. That's right. Because we believe that if we can get to youngsters early on to teach them about the dangers of being obese. For instance, obesity has an impact on people, on their heart, breathing difficulties, that people also on diabetes and things like that. That there's a whole range of problems that are connected to obesity. And if we can educate people early on about the dangers and how far-reaching they are, I think that we'll be able to begin to turn this around. If we can impact on young people at an early age, then they begin to turn them around. I saw recently where some youngsters have been, I don't know whether they've been programmed to like Brussels sprouts, for instance, and carrots and whatnot. Yes, as a matter of fact. So we can do that by giving them a positive message. I really believe that by beginning to teach this in early core curriculum content standards, that our youngsters will be able to influence their families. We are also urging New Jersey's public and independent colleges to establish educational programs on obesity and on nutrition, etc. I'm sure that it can be done, and we have to give it a chance.